So, bonjour and welcome for this new webinar about Panorama Suite 2K17. Today the topic is our new mobile app, one of the new features available in Panorama Suite 2K17. So it's an application designed for iOS and Android. So, of course, you may ask questions during this webinar using the question pane on the top right-hand corner in the Windows. And if you encounter some problem, please ask using this pane. My teammates, please, will help you to solve your problems. Of course, I will deal with your technical questions about Panorama features at the end of this webinar. So I use my bad English with my French accent, so I may use some words like application or process viewer, and I give you some explanation about these words because they have several usage and some different meanings. So when I say using application word, it depends on the context. It can be a mobile application, so it's an application software. It's software designed especially for your mobile device. Sometimes I use the application word for Panorama application. It's the project you build within the Panorama tools using Panorama Studio, and which is executed by Composer, the server side, and the process viewer. You may know the Supervis if you already a trained user of Panorama eSquare software, which is the client side, the HMI client side of our products. And the server side, the functional server, which is always running in your application management, its name is Composer. So I will use the several words, which means the same sentences for the server side, the client side, and you have to be careful when I use application word according to the mobile app or to a Panorama application. So I manage this webinar like this. First of all, a short rehearsal or reminder about the new features presented in the previous webinar. The detailed webinar is already available as a video on our website, and in the second part, in-depth presentation of our new mobile application with a demo. A live presentation of an already built application dealing with mobile mimics. Then I'll describe in Panorama Studio how it's done, how it works. And finally, I'll add a little view into the mobile layout to show you some build. Finally, a short rehearsal of today's presentation, an opening as a conclusion, and of course, I try to answer to your questions. So, a short reminder about the previous presentation. So, some new protocols are integrated in Panorama Suite as native features. So, the LAN protocol is designed for building automation management, and IEC is for electricity management and distribution. And we add native Modbus aliases text files integration to manage aliases instead of the real addressing of the memory layout in your Modbus devices. Second main new features and available in Panorama Suite is big work about security and cybersecurity features in two kinds of mechanisms, some invisible mechanism which deals always with your security, and some mechanism which has to be activated or deactivated, such as a digital signature-like mechanism to protect your application files. Your application may also be encrypted according to an optional behavior, and both of those features protect the application from unwanted modification while diffusion or commissioning. Some other mechanism to be activated is the use of OPCDA which requires now a mandatory declaration in your application, as you already do when you use SNMP or OPCDA server management. So please note that our next webinar is about cybersecurity. You may already have the information, and you can register using our website. We provide now a new multilingual feature for HMI in Panorama E-Squared. This new native and integrated tools in Panorama Studio deals with copy and paste, provide instant rendering, dynamic language restring even in Panorama Studio. So you can really translate Panorama applications which weren't designed to be translated, because there is very less constraints in that tool than in our previous multilingual tool. Of course, the topic of today, the new mobile HMI, which is a mobile app which connects to a Panorama E-Squared application server and provides specific mimics. And we will see further in the presentation that building these mimics is very easy. And of course, many other new features. Those are the main ones. And there is a new object menu, which deals with review, search, filtering, highlighting, and which is easy to add in your current Panorama E-Squared application. Enhancement of new of the automatic filling rules with new functions. And of course, if you use the Panorama shared license provider in your installations, when your application is when your installation is big, please note that these features of shared license provider is now available as a cloud service. So it gives more flexibility and reactivity in licenses, allocations, and updates. So now let's deal with this new feature, which is our mobile app. This tool deals with those kind of needs you can see on the slide. So a kind of on-call system. This feature is already available in Panorama E-Squared using a specific modem. And after a phone call, you can connect to the Panorama application using a smartphone or a tablet. And you can see that the KPIs are bad on your installation. Then you can ask to a specialized technician for an on-site intervention. So this tech guy is following some step-by-step actions or checking points for dealing with operation to come on or stop the equipment for further maintenance operations. So all those kind of needs all those kind of use have those common needs which are targeting the some immediate informations. You have to use a few actions and few text entries while using a smartphone. There is no need of specific infrastructure because you have a low bandwidth, so a GSM network should be enough to handle this kind of use. And using this kind of software, you build only one SCADA application, one Panorama project, dealing with SIG client, sync client, and a mobile interface, and all the data delivery for several user profiles and user devices. So this is standard Panorama E-Squared architecture. So there is no constraint using Panorama mobile features in your Panorama E-Squared applications. So it's a distributed sample. Of course, everything can run on the same PC as a runtime behavior. And when you had a mobile client, within the functional server, you may add a mobile HMI server object in the Panorama application in order to allow the mobile devices connections. So the mobile client side is a behavior is running by the functional server, by Composer. As a reminder, of the same client access, which is already available for many years in Panorama E-Squared. This architecture shows the HMI servers which runs a thick client and send the mimics to the sync client. It's a separated behavior, it's a separated program. And this feature is based on ADS protocols and or HTML5 encapsulation. Because a sync client is running on the server side, the sync client is using the same interface, mimics, and behaviors as the SIG client. Of course, all of the SIG client features are available. To facilitate the use on mobile device, you may build several workstation contents in your application E-Squared, and the context will show smaller interface, bigger buttons according to the size of the screen of your sync client, of course. And of course, you can build architectures with the both features, a sync client server for laptops, mobile server, or for tactile and small device. The main difference, so the application mobile is connected to a Panorama server with mobile behaviors and tools, and mimics, of course, we will see some difference. And while the sync client is connected to a HMI server, which is run a sync client with a classic Panorama HMI features, and of course, all your extension like plugin or user classes you integrate in Panorama E-Squared. So let's compare the mobile apps and the sync client on the laptop. As seen previously in the architecture, the comparison is rather a synergy than a fight or an opposition. So when you use a mobile app, you provide user-friendly HMIs for mobile devices with customized behavior, like pinch, long or short pressure on your screen. Because of the screen side, you define a light and clever navigation behavior and a strong contextualization, dealing with the equipment in the front of you. You are not looking for a specific device in a complex navigation behavior. So you will see that building those mimics is fast and simple because few actions are available in the interface, and you can reuse the existing animation from the traditional mimics building tools, which deals with which deals with the process viewer or supervise, if you know the name. So using the sync client tool, so even if you need, first is the same contents, and if you need to use user classes or plugins, custom developments for Panorama E-Squared, you don't need to install anything on the client side. It's the first strength of the sync client use. All the contents, the features, and the behavior are the same as the sync clients. You will use some alarm window. And the execution is always on the same side. So processing is done, computation is done by the server, is not done by the sync client. So there is no latency or lag or dimension to adapt on the size of your application when you use a sync client. So for an example, to compare the both of the behavior, I'm outside for an intervention with my laptop and it's raining. I'm under my umbrella. I must connect to the equipment, so I cannot put my PC on the floor. My touchpad annoys me because I never use it. I'm always using a mouse. So I browse my application up to the defective equipment on the SCADA system. So in this case, a mobile device would be better. So I'm with my smartphone under my umbrella. Scan the QR code on the device. I don't have to search for the device. There is no error. And I send some command and see if the equipment reacts properly or to shut down the equipment or things like that. So I have a second example when I'm out and I must turn 50 lights on. So with my laptop, I connect to my CompleteScala software on my office or at home with VPN communication, for example, and I create a new group. I select all the lamps to associate, and I turn this group on. So if you were at ease in building Panorama E² application, you know that it's easy to build this kind of behavior. But using my smartphone, my mobile app, I can only command lamps one by one because it's the recommended behavior. Whatever the HMI, I would have difficulty to select the lights which are in a giant map with a small screen, so I have to use pan and scroll in my application. So those are different uses for use the right device for the right use. But even it may be difficult to build groups using my mobile view. I can command an existing group, which was done by my laptop on the C client, and I can command an existing group with my smartphone. So those uses are complementary. So in general, using a mobile app provides or use a standard system we decided to develop for iOS and Android platform. Sorry. To develop this mobile app for iOS and Android platform. It deals with native features like the short or the long pressure, the way to swipe on the device or to pinch to make some zoom, etc. You may use the notification tools. You may use some games or some apps which send you a notification in the middle of the night according to your village is under attack. Panorama E² server has to be online, and the GSM network for the client are mandatory to use these notification features. Of course, you need encrypted and native secured communications. So it's an activable feature in Panorama communications. And of course, all of those behaviors are done by our Panorama mobile app. So our mobile app, in our mobile, we provide mimics behavior like a widget pane. So there are tiles in your project, and the tiles are placed on mimics, and a tile is designed like a classic Panorama E² like you use in Supervis and Process UI, but without the usual command and external HMI elements for the guys who already know using Panorama applications. And a tile is dealing, of course, with images and plots as Supervis does. And those tiles are embedded, are placed on the mimics, and the place where the tile is dropped enables some kind of command, so like sliding change view or send any kind of command to the server. There are some pre-designed mimics like alarm view or the navigation list in our mobile app. And all the mobile mimics, tiles and navigation are built within our Panorama Studio as all Panorama applications and behaviors. Of course, you can use the specificity of your smartphone or your mobile, like the camera, to scan a QR code and display an associated mimics. You will see how it's done in Panorama Studio. And you can link the mimics to your GPS coordinates to get a local view of your application according where we use them, where you are. So you will see you already provide a a kind of mobile HMI available on smartphone using the RDS client. But you have to use separate mimics, separate behavior, because you can have any kind of users, even users who don't know the behavior of your installation, and especially untrained user to your application, because you often train the end user to your classical SCADA client, because you design some kind of behavior mechanism you have to teach to your end user according to their domains, their profile. So using a specific mobile app enables you to design UI and UX user experience and user interfaces for experience user and not only operators. So you have to separate those ways to interact with your mobile app. Your HMI must be intuitive, simple, friendly, because it's used as any kind of standard mobile application, like your favorite games or your favorite tools. Of course, using a mobile device, you don't monitor all of your installation. You deal with a part of the system. You don't want being disturbed by new alarms. You are dealing with problems with information according to a part of your system. A mobile tool, a mobile app must be a consultation tool and not a full-fledged SCADA in your pocket. In the opposite way, I never see a big control room with 15 operator workstations which are using only smartphones. It's a workstation using PC, mouse, etc. So using a mobile phone, mobile app, you can provide a full access to the installation, but as a contextual approach, you have to maximize your contextualization. You precise command dealing with equipments, not to the whole installation. You should better provide mimics according to equipments or failure tips, like a lack of power. So this kind of mimics will be used in your mobile interface, or lack of raw material, which is a part of the productive tools. So you have to think different your application navigation and presentation. So just before the demo, just a second before, something we won't see in the demo is the way to install the application. You just have to go on your favorite store, so the Google Play or the Apple Store. You are looking for Codera Panorama, and you will have the way to install the application. So it's the client side. On the server side, all the behavior as embedded in Panorama Studio. And the second behavior you won't see in this demo is because it needs a GSM notification and an external communication to the Apple and Android servers, is the notification tool. So alarm notification when you are a subscriber to one or several applications recorded in your connection tools in your application, you will receive the notification of the alarm on your mobile device. You will see how it's done, how it's handled and managed in Panorama Studio. Let's go. So I need a few minutes to switch and to share the screen. So please wait a second. Sharing is started. Yes, you see so the desktop like of the Panorama software app of the device, and we will see this application. So go back to the main view. So as you can see, it's a live demo. So there is some latency between what you see and what I do on the screen on my webcam. So you see both the screen and the webcam, so you see the actions I do. So this is how to say that this is a marketing demo. So It's a specific layout. It's a way to present you all the features available in the mobile app. This part on the bottom is view, menu, and alarm is a part of the software application, the Panorama mobile app. And the rest of the screen is what I built in my Panorama application, the Panorama project. So I decided to show you a home page with a content, a bottom menu, and a top banner. So in the bottom menu, I decided to provide you 4 buttons and 1 home button, which are the quadras bar. So if I click on one of the bottom button, I see some other behavior. So I can have links between mimics like this, and navigate to several screens. So there is a dynamic rendering, so I can let some few seconds to have a refresh on the screen, and I can change up to the 3, which deals with pictures, with with kind of indicators. Using my finger, I can change the display detail in the slides. So instead of the current value, I can show some history bar graphs, so you can see the scrolling behavior. The little dots on the right and on the bottom on the part of the screen tells you how many views are embedded and the sliding orientation. So there is, of course, horizontal and vertical sliding. All animations, color change, group visibility, filling level commands are the same as in your traditional Panorama E² design, client design. Only blinking and external behavior, external embedded HMIs are not provided in the layout. You can see a color change, animation visibility. The short pressure send 1 by 1 actions, so I click on plus and the level is filling up 1 by 1. If I stay on a long pressure, set the action to decrease 5 by 5. Of course, you can use sliders. If I can catch the slider, because I can't sell. There is always a configuration ask when you use scrollings, because you may use false or bad actions, unwanted operation on the screen. And now I can slide on the screen and see the refresh, yes, up to 89. Okay, I send confirmation, the command, so I send the confirmation. So I read behavior in the application. So if the level value is greater than 75, some alarm occurs. So we have on the bottom on the screen in the alarm use a badge with the present alarms, and now the alarm icon is filled in gray because there is new information since the last time I go to this pane, and so when I click on it, it will be empty. So I switch on the alarm view. The alarm view, the current view is the alarm view because it's the blue one. And of course, I can after the pane, so this one, I can interact with the alarm list to acknowledge the alarm. So the alarm is now present and acknowledged. And I can switch up to the mobile view. I click on the mobile view, and of course, it's the link to the view, to the previous one, of course. As you build the same behavior in the Panorama supervised client. So, of course, we can filter and by the status, by the name, according to text, to temperature. No, our text won't be the same. Overheat, of course. You will see that the behavior is mobile behavior because you are not dealing with a permanent banner with alarms. You have a specific view dealing with alarms, so you won't send all the alarms to your client. We choose to set the alarm behavior list as a chronological appearance order, not the last event as you have defaultly by Supervis. To be able to go back in the screen and to see that the third one is okay and not only dealing with the name or the position of the alarm. So if I go back to the view, my alarm is now gray because I'm not on the alarm view, and it's empty because there is no newer event. So if I lower the level up to 57, I send the command, the alarm will disappear, and there is several icons according to the status of the alarms. I can ask for a refresh to get new information about the alarms. So there is other behavior. There is a menu. You can use a navigation menu to change the view. So there is a similar view. So the view in the same name in other components. So it's a way to navigate to several components, several installations, several similar equipments. We can, of course, browse all the application tree view, which contains mobile HMIs. And the neighbor view is the view available in the same node. So using my application, there is only one view per node. I'll show you in Panorama Studio. Of course, I can ask to listen to a QR code. Maybe is it running? Yes, so I place a QR code on my PC. It's only a text, and the text is available in only one view in my application, and it navigates automatically to the corresponding view. So we can manage kind of navigation to select the right view to the right equipment without any kind of error. And of course, I won't manage this because I didn't have a position on my device, but you can link coordinates and a radius to a link according to your position, which will be shown on your screen. So it's okay for this first part of demo. I'll go back on the PC to show you how it's done in Panorama as1. Let's go. Is it okay? It's okay. Now I need to share my screen. Share my second screen. Is it okay? Yes. Do you see this? Maybe I need to upscale the screen size. No, it's okay. It's okay. I already upscaled. Yes, I'm 25% greater than the normal. So this is the application which is running on my server and which is available through the mobile application. So this application deals with a mobile HMI server. So you have to provide the classical URL and domain view, like your workstation and your context management. it's also the same behavior. You can set the ranges of the querying period here. You can enable localization or access display. You can add some lock icons on your mimics when you are not an authorized user to manage some commands. Here is the alarm management part, so you don't receive all the subscribed alarms. It's limited to a number of alarms, so defaultly it's 100. You can handle alarm notification. This is the message you receive when you are not connected to the application in the middle of the night. And the alarm notification timeout is the inactivity duration before the notification of the alarm stops to be sent to your device. So if you didn't connect for 10 days to the application, you won't receive the notification for the according application. So this object deals with an alarm subscription, which is the same as your classic alarm subscription in the alarm window or in the synthesis. Then I decided to build units according to each of the mimics I use in my demo. So it's a marketing demo, it's not a technical demo. So I built build string according to simple navigation and according to a Samsung S7 resolution. It's a big mimics with 2000 by 1000 pixels size. So you shouldn't build this kind of oversized mimics, which deals with here you can have a view like this. So I have to, you can see that it's a big screen. So I said it's a widget-based behavior. So you place on grid the mimics, the tiles, and you according to the mimics you have some behavior which are, if I go how it's designed, it's a command button and the command is change the main view. It's easy. So each unit, each directory deals with the same behavior, which are the views, which is the view you can see here, the top banner and the bottom banner. The top banner is managed with the bottom banner is managed by this view, which is the bar on the top, and all the buttons which are available on the bottom part. So it's a kind of navigation component. And it did, so this one is easy to read. The other one deals with other elements which are embedded also in the view. So the switch are those behaviors. There is an analytical data which deals with the alarms I presented you in the previous demo, etc. And all the things are dropped inside the views. The next step is a build. So I propose you to add a mimic in our application. So I can reuse what we did before, is a kind of copy and paste the demo and save it, of course. In this, I have a property which will be demo, which will be the title on the top banner, and I remove everything in the embedded view. I can add some behavior, so we are a little bit late, so I'll be able to show you everything. There is localization, GPS coordinates according to your position if you enable it, and you have a QR code which can be any kind of text. which will be found by the server when the mobile application is asking for this corresponding mimics. Again, you can use a command button. A command button in this one. Not this button. Oh, we'll use another one. This one. Yes, this one. Command button. I copy and I paste it here. View. So this will be the button which controls the change view. So we can deal with on the home. Why not? No, there is already the command. So demo button commenter. Repetition, so this won't be there, and I have just to add this button back again in here, and I have to change the demo. Okay, so when my application will run in this view, I can click on this button, which will show me this new build mimic. So we have to fill in now the mimic according to views. So there is a mobile HMI. It's a mimic type. So M1, which is I have to set. I said it's a wide screen, so like this. I set the background to 0 coordinates. And I set the text. Why not this one? It's a big text. I need to set up to 56. This is the text. It will be in some kind of label, so I can link the text to a value, any kind of value in my application. So I will look for this part. Why not this one? The value of something else in my application. I can add M1 to make this kind of behavior. And for the demo, I'll duplicate this behavior for 3 times. Would be enough. I'll change some details to have something different in my behavior, make several visible difference between those 3. So you can imagine we are displaying some separated values, and in the view I can drag and drop the mimics, which is the right size of my view. I can add those, or I can overlap the behavior. As you can see, do you really see this? Yes, it's forbidden and it's authorized. And then when I overlap those behavior, I can see that there is a list of the mimics, and there is a swipe, an horizontal swipe, according to the top left corner of the embedded mimic. So I can now swipe on my app those several behaviors as a simple command will automatically when I overlap the mimics. Finally, I'd like to add some existing behavior in my application. So I open the standard application of Panorama E-Squared. If you already use Panorama, you may know this application. Yes, if it's loading. Maybe not. Yes, it's okay. So I'm on the layout, and this is a standard, a C client, a Supervis, a process viewer HMI, and it's really easy to build mobile HMIs according to existing mimics on the sync client behavior. So I just have to select a behavior, I copy the object, and all the behavior except the blinking behavior except the external HMIs, embedded HMIs, in my new tile like this. We set like this. It's a little bigger because we have this way, because this has an opening animation. So I won't set anything else in my behavior. I just have to link the behavior of the link to something else, because there is a link to an analogical value. So I just set the link to my new application like this value, and it's running. It should be running. And finally, I drop the tile in the main view. I can change the rotation tiles. You may note that the new mimic, the child mimic, which is animated, is a square mimic. So I can ask to rotate the square tile, so in the same position, the contained animation will turn according to the orientation of the tablet, of the mobile device. So let's make a try. So I record, I rerun my application. Let's go. I share my screen. Yes, it's pop up. I go back to my mobile app. Yes, of course, the collection is lost because it detects that the application changes. I go back to the reconnecting. Yeah, it's okay. So I go back to the home. I go back to the command, and now there is a mimic behavior like a build. It's easy to swipe to several. Here you can see embedded views in my main mimic. We see the animation is started. It's a little bit open because the value is 34% open. If I go to another view to change this value to 0, of course, I send the value to 0. And I go back to this, the barrier level is closed. I didn't do anything else as copy and paste the behavior of my standard Panorama SQL mimic. So that's okay for this demo. Of course, I will deal with your question if you have some about these features. I go back to the presentation to finish this presentation. So, as I said before, a summary. So it's a widget-like tiles principle with animation and commands. It's a real new software tool, but always keeping the same standard Panorama principles. So you use Panorama Studio, you use the mimic design, you link properties as you always did with your classical client Panorama Supervis or Process Viewer. So this is a specific designed application. It is more simple and less detailed tool than Supervis, because it's data consumption oriented. There is a user experience and the user interface made for the mobiles. So it's beautiful. You have to put beautiful interfaces, simple, intuitive, and clever behavior using the specific tools and features like GPS coordinates or QR code scanning. So we are now dealing with solutions to new data or information consumption. It's a new kind of needs. Beyond presenting these technical features, I show you some new uses, some new users, new needs, which are different to your ways or habits we usually provide to our customers and end users. So you have to think a little bit different. And of course, it's a kind of data consumption, immediate, in real-time information access. So I show you a little survey before dealing with your questions. It's important for us to have your feedback of our presentations. Dealing with, yes, it's a good question. Dealing with redundancy in HMI client. When I can show you things like share screen. If you really use redundancy on your Panorama Squared application, of course you may have a mobile HMI server here, and you can have another one on the second server, which deals with the same connection behavior, and you have to switch in your router, network router, to the right available server, or you can declare in your Panorama application several connections. What security features does the mobile app offer other than HTTPS? There is standard, what do you say, standard communication links according to Wi-Fi or to GSM network. So you can use, of course, an encapsulation of VPN protocol or VPN connection. And natively, there is, of course, the user right management to access to your mobile app. So it's like the users are the same. So it's okay. So thank you for your participation. Enjoy your meal and have a good day. See you soon.